everyone, welcome back to Sweaty Life Fitness. My name is Heather. We are going to do a 25-minute AMRAP session today. So it's 25 minutes to get through as many rounds as possible of 8 different exercises, different rep counts for each exercise. It'll be posted online, what the exercises are. I don't have them up in the back. I was going to, but it would take too long. Anyway, so first one is going to be a tricep push-up to failure. So, remember with your tricep push-up, you want your elbows going straight back alongside your rib cage. Okay. If you're on your knees, same thing. Down and up, down and up. Start strong, start on your toes, and then when you start to get fatigued, drop to your knees. Okay? And you want to go until you really feel like you just can't do another one. Then you move on to the next exercise, which will be a deep squat, weighted squat. I need to grab my big weight. But anyway, you're going to hold your weight. Actually, no, I'm going to use my bar. That's why I don't have one. So, you got your bar. You have any kind of weight, dumbbells, even a kettlebell will work, totally fine with me. But you want heavy, heavy, heavy. We're going to do 14 reps. So all the way down and all the way up, down and up. Make sure that your knees stay behind your toes. You come all the way up, keep your chest lifted. Okay, good form. You always want good form. So 14 reps there. Then we're going to go to alternating lateral raise and front raise. And this is to failure. So again, good form, shoulders down and back, lifting up and lifting forward to failure. So whenever your arms just can't do any more, they're just burning, 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 then you move on. The fourth one is going to be rowing lunges. You're going to do 14 total, or 7 each side. Stepping back, bringing that weight to the outside of the front knee, bring it back to center. Side, center, side, center. Fourth one, two-handed anyhows. With or without weight, it's totally up to you. I'm using 5 pounds. I wouldn't go any higher than 5 pounds if you are using weight. Both hands up, legs are nice and wide. You're going to crunch down. Right elbow to right knee. Crunch and push back up. Crunch and push back up. 14 total, 7 each side. Then you go to deadlifts, 14 deadlifts. Nice heavy weight. If you have dumbbells, use 1 in each hand. I used a kettlebell when I was on vacation because that's all I had. Okay, from the side. Little tiny bend in the knees. Shoulders are pulled back. Come down as far as you can and pull it back up. Down and up, down and up. Push the butt back and pull it in. 14. Next we have 14 cross lift mountain climbers. So you're on the ground. I'll show you this way. This way. Okay, so right knee to the wrist, pull up to the elbow and come back. So wrist, elbow, and back, wrist, elbow, and back. So you're getting a lift through your rib cage. 14 total. Then last but not least, we're going to go to weighted hip thrusters, again with a heavy weight. Bar is ideal because it's nice and long, but if you don't have a bar, just use your dumbbells or anything heavy that you have. Thing out here. You want the weight right across your hip bones. Shoulders are planted in the ground. Feet are raised up off the ground. It can be on a chair, it could be on a stool, a laundry basket, whatever that's going to be sturdy enough for you to push off of. You're going to raise up and squeeze and come back down. Raise up and squeeze, come back down. Make sure that you're not sliding away from your bench or away from your stool. Up and down, and that's to failure. So you want to keep pushing, keep pushing, keep pushing until your legs, hamstrings, and glutes just can't do anymore. So that's it. That's the workout. 8 exercises: tricep push-ups, weighted deep squats, alternating lateral lunges. Alternating lateral and front raises, rowing lunges, two-handed anyhow, deadlift, cross lift mountain climbers, and weighted hip thrusters. We got 25 minutes. That'll work. The beauty of this is that you can take this format. You can do it for 35 minutes. You can do it for 20 minutes. You can do it for however long you want to do it. You just keep going and going and going until the time runs out. So, This will be a little bit more awkward than other videos because I'm not going to be talking to you. There's nothing to talk to you about. You're just going to be going through the different exercises at your own pace. Take breaks when you need to. See how many rounds you can get through in the allotted time, okay? Have fun with it. Modify it as much as you want. I'm going to get the music going, and we'll get working. I've already warmed up. If you haven't, please do so before you start.
All right, we're just about ready to get started. Don't forget that if you haven't warmed up, please take about 5 minutes to warm up so that you're nice and loose for the rest of the exercises. I just left the scene to go get a heavier bar because the one I have there in the picture was not quite heavy enough. See, there I am. So you're going to find me talking through the video at certain points. YouTube found some copyrighted music and muted out my whole video, so I have to try to talk over the song so it isn't recognized, and it's kind of a big pain in the butt, but we're going to see what we can do. So I got my timer set to 25 minutes. Hope everybody is ready to go. Remember to work at your own pace. You know, if you need to stop and take breaks, get water, whatever you need to do, it doesn't, you don't have to go with me every step of the way. I have all the moves and the rep counts over to the left of your screen, 1 through 8. As you can see, we're doing step 1 right now, tricep push-ups to failure. Make sure you have good plank position, hands underneath your shoulders. For the tricep push-up, you want your elbows to go straight back, so your biceps and your elbows are scraping the side of your body as you lower your body to the ground. Once you get exhausted on your toes, drop down to your knees and keep going. You don't want to sacrifice your form by struggling to stay up on your toes. So keep going, keep your abs pulled in nice and tight, your hips are tucked under. And there I go, I got to failure, so I'm moving on to the second move, which is a deep weighted squat. I'm using my body bar. It's about 36 pounds. If you have dumbbells, just hold them, either one solo dumbbell in front of you at your chest, but make sure you keep your chest lifted as your butt goes back. If you're holding 2 dumbbells, you can either let them slide down on the outside of your legs, or you can hold them in the middle so that they come down between your knees. Either way is fine, whatever you're more comfortable with. 14 reps here. Make sure you put weight back in your heels. Keep the chest lifted. Dig in with the heels. Squeeze it up. You should feel it in your hamstrings and glutes. There it go. Moving on to the third exercise, which is alternating lateral raises and front raises to failure. Choose your weight wisely. I have 5-pound weights. You're welcome to try higher than that, but remember that your form is more important than the quantity that you do. So once you start, you can even have 2 sets of weights, and once your form starts going in the crapper, you can go down to a smaller set and keep going. Make sure that you keep your abs pulled in and you don't arch your back. Slow and controlled, squeeze the weight in your hand. Almost there. Keep squeezing, you want it to burn. There we go.
Remember to go to failure, not just when you get bored. You want to burn those muscles out. Squeeze. Squeeze. Don't let your form get sloppy. Moving on. Row lunge. 14 total. Shoulders down back. And one. Moving on to deadlifts.
Guys, I have to talk over the video because YouTube has blocked the music. So we are doing 14 deadlifts. Remember to dig in with those heels. Nice flat back, hinge at the hips, sending your butt back nice and slow. Squeeze the hamstrings, squeeze the glutes on the way up. Keep your head lifted, don't let it drop. You can either have straight legs during this or bent knees, slightly bent knees, totally up to you. I got a minute left. Alright, we're moving on to, where are we at? Cross lift mountain climbers. So you're going to get in your plank position, hands directly underneath your shoulders. Hips are tucked under, belly button pulled in. You're going to cross the knee under to the opposite wrist, lift up to the elbow, and come back to start. So you're pulling up through your rib cage. Really squeeze, twist it, and squeeze it up. You should feel it burning. It's your obliques. Squeeze. I got 10 more seconds and then I'm going to turn off the narration. Keep going.
Thrusters to failure. Dig in with those heels. You want to feel it in your glutes and your hamstrings. If you feel it just in your hamstrings, adjust your feet so that you feel it in both places.
Here we go, more recording. We're doing hip thrusters. You want the bar right over your hip bones. Feet flat on your surface and squeezing up. This is 3. Oh, this is to failure, so you don't need to count unless you're keeping track for a future workout to compare results, which isn't a bad idea at the beginning of the new year. Come and check back in a month or so and see how far you've progressed. I hope you're feeling this in your glutes and your hamstrings. Squeeze on top, hold it up for a second, and squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Scoot yourself back if you pushed yourself away from your bench. Make sure that bar or that weight stays right over your hip bones. You don't want it on your belly button. Keep going, keep going, keep going. You want to burn it out. So just keep pushing, just keep squeezing. Remember to position your feet differently. If you're only feeling it in your hamstrings, you definitely want to feel it in your glutes too. So move your feet around a little bit, play with it. Find your best position. Oh, it looks like I got to failure. So carefully move that heavy weight off you. And coming back up to the beginning. You're going to start all over with your tricep push-ups to failure. Remember, your elbows are going to go straight back. You should feel them scraping the sides of your rib cage as you go down to the floor. And make sure you do get as low to the ground as you can. Here we go. To failure. Going down and up. Keep your head up. See the nice straight alignment from the back of the head all the way down through the heels. And remember to start strong, so start on your toes, and when you need to, just drop down to your knees and keep going from there. We have about 50 more seconds. I have to talk to you. I'm sorry. But this is what I have to do. So keep going, keep going. Think positive thoughts. Think strong thoughts to yourself. If you need to take a tiny second break, that's okay. You can do that and then continue on. You're going to failure, so you want your arms to be burning. Keep going. Keep going. Big exhale on the top. Looks like I got to failure. Moving on to that deep weighted squat. As heavy weight as you can stand. Pick it up. Keep your chest lifted while you're doing these. Make sure your toes and knees are facing forward. Extending the butt back, knees are behind the toes, and we're almost done with the narration. In 3, 2, and 1. So that's 2, and 3, and 4, 5. Strong legs, dig in with the heels. Squeeze all the way up and squeeze on the way down. Also, if you've got a heavy weight and you're carrying just one of them in front of you, carry it like an hourglass. So your palms underneath the widest part of the weight and go down and up, letting that weight fall between your legs. If you're holding 2 weights, you can either go to the side, hold the weights at the side, or you can hold them in the center as well. Moving on. We are going to that to failure, lateral delt raise and front deltoid raise. You're using your small weights. This is meant to burn out the muscles. You want to have good form, so don't go too heavy. If you start losing your form, it's just not as, I don't know what I'm saying. Just ignore me. Just keep going. Let's see, we are at 1 minute. I gotta keep talking to you for another minute to go. Keep your abs pulled in nice and tight. Don't arch your back. Squeeze the weights in your hand no matter what weight. 5 pounds, 8 pounds, 3 pounds. Squeeze the weight in your hand. And keep going. Abs are pulled in. Nice broad chest. Nice and steady, nice and steady. You can do it. We're almost there. And moving on, we're going to rowing lunges, 14 total, so 7 each side. You want a medium weight. I'm using a 10-pound weight, anywhere between 5 and 10 pounds. You can go heavier, of course, if you want to. So you're taking a step back, and you're rowing that weight to the outside of the front knee. Big lunge back. You want that front knee to be at a 90-degree angle. Keep your abs tight. You should feel this in your core more than anything else. Maybe in your arms too, depending on how heavy your weight is. Rowing, rowing, rowing. Almost there. Yay! Okay, we're moving on. We got the two-handed anyhow. Okay, I'm not going to use weights this round. I kind of burned my arms out already, and that's fine because it's really not about the weight in your hand. It's about the crunch through your oblique as you come down, driving that elbow to the inside of the knee. And here we go. 14 total. Squeeze it. So you're squeezing on the way down and squeeze the oblique on the way up. I tilt my head and kind of look underneath my armpit just to give my neck a break because I don't want to have my neck impede how far down or how tightly I can crunch. And back. We're doing hip thrusters again. I've got 3 minutes to talk to you. I'm sorry. I know the music is much more interesting to listen to than I am. However, this is what we have to do. So again, we're back at the hip thrusters. See, my feet are slightly different this time, and I think I was feeling a little bit more in my glutes with my feet flat versus the heels digging into the bench or the laundry basket or the chair, whatever it is that you're using. You can always adapt. If you have questions, send me a message through YouTube and ask me, you know, what else can I use besides this? And I typically respond quickly. But again, this is to failure. We're pushing through it. Keep that weight right over your hip bones. Squeezing it up, bringing it down. Oh, I hit failure. Moving the weight off. We're going to go right back up to the beginning, back to the top. Back to the tricep push-ups to failure. In your plank position. On your toes to begin. You can drop down when you need to. Here we go. Elbows going straight back. Fingertips forward. Elbows going straight back. Front view this time. There we go. See how the chest goes all the way down. All the way down, and my head doesn't dip either. I see a lot of people drop their head, and that gives the illusion that you are going down further than you actually are. So don't cheat yourself. Keep your head up. Go all the way down. Try to get your chest right between your hands. There we go. We're at 1.5 minutes. I got a minute and a half left to talk. Going to my knees. When you drop to your knees, make sure that you don't stick your butt up in the air. You want to keep those hips tucked under, the belly button pulled in. Keep pushing, keep pushing. You'll find that as you get through the workout, your to failure numbers will be lower and lower because, of course, your muscles are taxed and worn out a little bit. Moving on to that deep squat. Grab your heavy weight, using the bar over my head, and feet hip width apart. Toes and knees forward, abs pulled in nice and tight. Make sure your chest stays up as you send your butt back. Here we go, 14 and 13. Of course, you might be at a different place than I am in the video because your to failures will be different, and the amount of time it takes you to do 14 reps of any of these exercises will probably be different than mine. That's okay. You're also welcome to just follow along and switch when I switch. Take breaks whenever you need to. This is your workout. I give you the framework, and you can kind of customize it to whatever makes sense for you. We're at 2:45. I got 15 seconds left to talk to you. Keep squeezing. Moving on to that alternating lateral and front raise to failure. Grabbing the small weights. Shake out the arms if you need to. And remember to keep your abs pulled in nice and tight. Shoulders down away from your ears. And here we go.
Don't arch your back. Here we go. Ooh, it's hard this time. This is to failure.
We're going to keep a tiny bend in those elbows. You don't want to lock out your joints. Keep your shoulders down away from your ears. Your breastbone is lifting up, so nice broad shoulders. Chest is lifted. Your abs are pulled in. If you need more back support, take a little step back like I just did so that you don't arch your back. Remember that quality is better than quantity, so make sure that your form doesn't start to get sloppy. This is to failure. You want to feel it burn. That's why we're using the smaller weights. And there we go. Switching it out, going to the rowing lunges. 14 total. Feet are hip width apart. Rowing that weight, bringing it to the outside of the front leg. Squeeze your core. You want to feel this through your obliques. You're getting shoulder work, you're getting core work, and you're also getting your legs. But you really want to focus on that core. Dig in, row it nice and deep, pull it back to center. Nice and deep, pull it back to center. I'm not sure how many more we have to go. We're getting close. Whoa. Keep your core nice and tight to hold on to that stability. Just a couple more, and moving on to the two-handed anyhow. To that two-handed anyhow, one of my favorite core exercises. You got a lot of things going on here. You've got your shoulders, obviously. as you're holding those weights up. And if you're not holding weights up, you're still raising those arms up. And by now you're pretty tired. So that's why I went down to the 3-pound weights to give me a little bit of a challenge, but the 5-pounders were just a little too much. I was losing my form. Twisting in, elbow to the inside of the same side knee, squeezing, pushing back up. Make sure that when you're squatting down, though, that you're not letting those knees go in front of your toes. So you're really pushing your butt back and twisting through the obliques as you come down. But remember to keep it same side. So right elbow to right inside knee, left elbow to left inside knee. A lot of people try to cross over to the opposite knee, and you don't want to do that. Shaking it out, moving on to the deadlifts, grabbing your heavy weight. Keep your back nice and flat, nice broad shoulders. Pull the abs in. Remember, you can have a tiny bend in the knees if you want to, or you can do the straight leg deadlift, totally up to you. All the way down, keeping your head up in line with your spine. Shoulders are pulled back the whole time. Let your hamstrings and your glutes and your lower back do all the work for you. You're getting there. Just a couple more. Squeeze, dig in with your heels.
Okay, mountain climbers. Here we go. Cross, lift, return. Cross, lift, return. Going on my fists because my wrists are starting to hurt. Got my weights. Farther back this time. There we go. Squeeze.
I'm guessing this is the last time you're going to be doing hip thrusters, so give it everything you've got. Keep pushing those hips way up, way up. Keep that weight right over your hip bones. Dig in with the feet, squeeze it. Keep your abs pulled in. Remember to not let yourself slide away from the bench. If you feel yourself sliding, take a second to scoot your butt back. Keep going. You got a few more to do, and then we'll probably have time to start over again with the tricep push-ups. Yep, at least I am. You might still be going. Get that bar off and flip it on over. Time is a ticking. You've got probably less than a minute remaining, so let's get through this. Keep your good form, though. I know you're tired. It's been a long workout, but focus on the form. Quality over quantity, always, always, always. Start strong on your toes. When you need to drop to your knees, keep everything in alignment. Keep pushing. There, I'm dropping to my knees. No shame in going to the knees, that's for sure.
Oh my gosh. Well, I hope you're breathing as hard as I am. That was kind of fun. Remember, take breaks when you need to. It's a new year. Do this once through, write down how many rounds you got through. Maybe write down how many push-ups you did to failure, how many hip thrusters you did to failure. Come back in a month, do it again. See where you're at, see if you've improved. You will have improved, I'm sure. But that's it. Again, you can go longer if you want, if you're in the middle of a round and you just want to finish it. Nobody's telling you you have to stop. You can finish your round. Make it your own.